And good morning, good evening, good night, wherever you are in podcast land. Brendan Cunningham, the real estate doctor here at EXP, saying Merry Christmas
Merry
and
Christmas.
Happy New Year and all that jazz.
Happy holidays.
We're happy holidays. It's a beautiful thing. Happy Hanukkah. Get them all in there. It's good. When somebody says Happy Hanukkah or Merry Christmas, just say whatever it is they say back to you because it's a good thing.
Yeah.
My favorite time of the year. And it's an interesting time of the year for real estate because at the end of the year, everyone either has prognostications or they want to look back and say, oh my God, the sky fell.
Yep.
So let's hear your version of it.
Well, there's also a lot of calls, right?
A lot of
People
calls.
trying to sell you stuff.
I've had more calls this week than I've had in the last 6 months, I think.
And it's all buy this, buy that. We got this product. So,
in fact, I'm looking at a listing tomorrow on Christmas Eve.
Wow, that's
somebody goes, check it out now. Got to get out of here. Yeah, so it's an odd month for sure, and the next week or two is really even more peculiar. Give me your evaluation. Let's see, 2025, good year, bad year, what kind of a year?
I mean,
how would you describe it?
So for I can only speak for my business. I'm
speaking for everyone's business,
as we should, right?
Okay.
Better than 24. Still had some challenges, but I overall it was a solid year for me.
You know what? And I think some of the challenges still have to do with the changes that occurred in 24 on August 17th.
Yes, absolutely.
A lot of the agents haven't really figured out how to work this new program where you not only do you have to make disclosure to your client, but you have to really spell out where the money goes, stuff like that. Where before we used to just say, it goes here, here, here. Now you got to really
the contract part,
the contract
you don't get paid.
A little bit different. But yeah, so sometimes I think people are having some trouble with that. Interesting statistics in the news.
Rates got better.
Rates got a little better, not much, but it's better than a sharp stick in the eye.
Yeah, well, it was 7, in 24.
7,
a little over 7.
Down to 6, something, 6.12 maybe, but it's an improvement, and it's still much better than the average, which was 7.9.
8% over the duration.
Over the duration of tracking these things, still better.
Yep.
But prices went up, and prices, I'm going to make the big prognostication here. Prices are going to continue to go up, especially in Western New York. We cannot come off of 2 years of being the hottest market in America without somebody saying, gee, I'm from New York City. I'm from some other place. I think I will go there. And we're seeing that. We're seeing that already. Oddly enough, on the flip side, I just heard this morning. I said, that's crazy. The rental market is improving.
Yeah.
Do I say it that way?
Yeah.
Is improving?
Yeah, I think the prices are going down a little.
Prices are coming down a little bit. Now, they're not coming down a little bit in Western New York for the same reason that they're coming down for other places, and it'll be obvious when we talk about it. But it has to do with immigration. They've deported 2 million people already, most of which were self-deported, and just going through that little phase, especially in the lower state.
Yeah. Southern.
There's more rentals available now simply because of that supply and demand.
Yep.
You had a whole bunch of people taking the apartments. Now they're not taking the apartments. So we're seeing softening on the rental market. However, it's still a market you don't want to be in if you don't. I heard a wonderful interview with Jill Schlesinger. She does the smart money thing.
Yep.
It's a good girl. She did something. I mean, I've known about this for years. In fact, I included it in my second book 20 years ago, something about SMART goals. And she says, if you're going to be an investor, you got to have SMART goals. And what does that mean? If somebody says, I want to lose weight, that's not a goal. The gyms are dependent on people like that. First of the year, they're selling. They have more people from the first of the year to about the third week in January.
It's not even the whole month.
It's not even the whole month.
No.
And if everyone actually showed up, they would be out of business because they can't do it. I mean, they have thousands of people that sign, and they just don't go.
Wouldn't be out of business. There'd be no room to work out.
There'd be no room to work out. Yeah, I mean, you'd be 2 days waiting for the tread
machines.
You'd gain weight eating the donuts. But yeah, so that's not a SMART goal. That's an aspiration.
A SMART goal would be how much weight do you want to lose? Specific.
Yeah. Specific. So it's got to be specific. It's got to be measurable. It's got to be attainable. It's got to be realistic and on a timeline.
Correct.
So you can say, all right, let's break it down. I want to lose weight. Okay. How much weight do you want to lose? I want to lose 20 pounds. That's very specific.
Yeah.
When do you want to lose it by? I want to lose it by the end of this podcast.
Oh.
Well, I could do that, I suppose, if I cut my head off, right?
Yeah.
That's 20 pounds of ugly fat right there.
Yes, the Gates. That's not realistic.
And,
No, it's not plural anymore.
yeah,
Well, because Buffalo, that's what
yeah,
a lot of people do. It's a 3-month
and
goal.
yeah, so that becomes doable. So if you were going to have a smart goal for your real estate portfolio, whether you have one or not, actually you have one. If you don't own anything, you have a portfolio. There's nothing in it.
Yeah. Yeah.
Um,
It's an empty portfolio.
it's an empty portfolio. You want to, but if you're thinking, if you've been remotely thinking of buying a house, let me tell you, this is your year.
Yep.
Is it going to be the best year to buy? It's going to be the best year that you will ever see because am predicting prices are going to continue to go up, especially in Western New York for all the reasons that we gave. And you want to catch this train this year. So you want to be specific and you want to sit down with somebody. If you could do one thing, just do the sit down with either an agent or a mortgage officer. If you sit down with an agent, he's probably going to send you to a mortgage person.
Mm-hmm.
If you sit down with a mortgage person, they're probably going to send you back to a real estate agent. That's your tag team.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. That's your
To start.
that's your Josh Allen and your James Cook.
Yeah.
Okay. Either way.
Yep.
And sit down and find out what you can do, what you need to do, and make it a specific goal. I want to be in by, and I always like to peg it around a holiday. Like I said, well, gee, you could be in by the 4th of July. Oh, you could be in by Memorial Day. Wow.
Mhm.
You could be
Labor
in by
Day.
Easter
Yep.
or Labor Day. And especially up here because holidays are a big deal because of weather.
Yep.
I mean, we have a very short summer.
Yes.
So when I say, if we're working with somebody in Mass, you could be in this house by Labor Day. 60 days out, ba boop, ba boop. That
Yeah.
makes sense. They
Yep.
can, and everyone wants to have those weenie roasts on Labor Day.
Yeah.
So,
And if you have kids, you want to get them in.
and then the school calendar is really important. So,
Yep.
so sit with somebody. That would be your best Christmas present that you could give to yourself. Hunker down and just do it.
Create the
Sit down.
timeline. Yep.
And it might be a little uncomfortable for you. And you know what we say for that? Get over it. Get over it.
Yeah.
It's got to be a little uncomfortable.
Yep.
I love the line in Seinfeld with Elaine Bennis when she goes to the doctor because she got bit by the dog, and she looks at him. She says, "Doctor is giving him the needle," and he says, "Is this going to hurt?" She says, "Oh yes, very much." It's not like that.
No, but being comfortable and just being in a renting situation, you're okay. Is that there's more that you can do. So
There's more
get
that
out
you
of
can
your
do,
comfort
and you
zone.
have the opportunity in Western New York more so than any other place that's out there
Absolutely.
that I'm really intimately familiar with.
Mhm.
And yes, is it going to be a stretch? But you got to do it this year, man, because
Yep.
27 is going to be harder. This thing's, and I think you're going to see prices go up dramatically in the next 2 to 3 years before the next presidential cycle.
Well, not the last podcast we had, that statistic said, nationally it was supposed to go up like 16+% next year. So if that is
It's a
correct,
lot of money.
that's more than double what
Yeah.
our market did last year.
Yeah.
And last year was a good year in terms of appreciation.
Yeah. So I think you're really this
Rolling
is
the
the
dice.
year to do it.
If you don't do it,
At least get into the game, get the dice in your hands.
Yep.
At least.
Yep.
I mean, if you shoot craps and you're out, at least you'll know maybe you need to work on your credit. Maybe you need to save some more money. Maybe you need to readjust your lens so that you're not living in the top neighborhood, but maybe the second neighborhood.
exactly. You work your way up to that.
Yeah, and especially if you don't own a house and you're thinking you're going to buy your forever house, your dream house, we're telling you that's not happening.
No, I mean,
No one's first house is their dream house.
No.
It's
And
a highly mobile society. Highly mobile society,
Yep.
and yeah.
So you don't have to, you don't have to think of it as your forever home. It doesn't necessarily have to be.
Yeah,
I probably wouldn't.
my stepdaughter, she's in her forever home right now, but you know what? It's her third home,
Yeah.
and it's her husband's. It's probably his third home too, I think.
Yeah.
Yeah, but you know what? Forever is a long time, so
Sure is.
I hope they stay there for as long as I'm on the planet. But it wasn't, yeah. And they had some cute houses along the way.
Yeah.
But they outgrew them.
Yeah. But like my first house, I thought, it was like, I don't know, gonna not be forever, but it was the perfect house and
Yeah.
everything. And I learned what I liked, what I didn't like. The next house, I went and I got, more of what I liked and less of what I didn't like.
Yep.
And I think you have to be able to live in something to understand it, right? If you're gonna do a full reno on a house, and unless you already had that idea ahead of time, and I like living in it for a second, being like, you know what, this is not functional. This needs, this would be a lot better flow if I move this, as you live in a place, you better understand what.
And to that end, a lot of people will buy real estate this year, buy houses for a number of reasons. The number one reason why people buy, believe it or not, is they want to be closer to their family.
Yep, and or and
or
have a
they
home.
stay. We're staying here because our family's here.
Yep,
You know, a lot of people talk about Buffalo. A lot of people would like to get out of Western New York, or they want to get out of New York State in general, but their family's here. It's a tough dilemma. I wish we had a better government that didn't do stupid things like the electrification thing
agreed.
and all that, but we do. But in the meantime, my family's here, and I'm going to have a wonderful Christmas
And
and
what you know,
Christmas Eve.
and to have your family over at when it's your house and you can experience as a
Oh,
family, that's what makes it a home. That's
it's
what
the
makes it feel
bomb.
like it.
It's
Yeah.
the bomb.
So
Yep, yep, yep.
so they
And
go together.
those are the kinds of things that you build memories, as well as the whole thing about generational wealth. To that end,
Mm-hmm.
some people saying, "Well, you know, I'm seeing prices coming down, and I don't know if my investment is going to be secure." There are certain pockets where prices are coming down,
Yeah.
not necessarily in Western New York,
No, no, no.
but in Florida, in some of the states down there, California, you see prices coming down. But
Just too.
here's a great number: 96% of all home buyers last year said their house is worth more money than they paid
Already.
already.
Yeah.
Already, they made money, and they needed a place to live anyway.
It's never gonna happen when you're renting.
It never, ever,
No,
ever, ever
it's
going to happen when you're
impossible.
renting. And you know, if you're trapped, you're trapped. But you know, there's always ways to get out of the trap. I never, when I bought my first house, it never dawned on me that I could buy a house. Thank God I walked to the right real estate office, and the agent said, "Sit down, Sonny. Let me tell you how this works."
That's kinda how it was for me too,
Yeah.
actually. I bought a house from a realtor.
So sit down with
Yeah.
us. We'll tell you how this
Yep.
works. Part of our raison d'etre is because we want to tell you what you need to know rather than what you want to hear.
Yeah.
It's gonna be a little uncomfortable. Yeah. Are you gonna survive? Absolutely. And a
Yep.
year from now, you will say, "Oh my God, it was the best thing that we ever did. Thank you so much."
Better to hear it now than to find out the hard way,
Yeah,
you
yeah.
know?
And we
That's what we're
walk
trying to
you
do.
through it. I've never lost anyone on the table.
No, no, no,
And I've never made anyone homeless.
no.
And everyone seems to be happy, and you know, so
For the most part, yep, absolutely.
no, I would even go beyond for the most part. Pretty universally, I've never had somebody say, "Oh my God, I hate this house and I hate you, and
Yeah, no,
I
yeah,
want you
no,
dead."
no, no, no. Yeah, absolutely not.
No, I've never no. I mean, I become like the friend of the family, and I think real estate agents don't get their due in that. A lot of times people have a stockbroker.
Mhm.
Well, that's my stockbroker. They don't call that my financial advisor. They call
Yeah,
him that,
yeah, yeah.
and they get a lot of respect. We don't get the same amount of respect, and in many respects, we are doing much more for your portfolio than a financial advisor would, and we should become like an important part of the family portfolio,
Yeah.
where he's our guy.
Mhm.
This is the guy and takes care of you. We get the brother, the mother, the sister, and everybody, and that's the way it really is supposed to work.
Mhm.
Trusted advisor,
Yep,
which is what a
when you do it
fiduciary
right,
is.
you
Yeah,
do a good job, that's
and we
usually
do a
how it
good
works
job.
out, you know?
You know, somebody was talking about closing gifts the other day. What do you think about? What should I spend on a closing gift? I said, you know what? Here's the deal on closing gifts. My opinion. The most expensive closing gift that you can ever give, and by the way, there's a limitation tax wise in this.
Yes,
It's not
yeah,
supposed to
yeah.
see like $25,
Yeah,
okay,
yeah, yeah, I
or
know.
50 maybe, whatever. So I said, and I've seen agents that did a pretty lousy job, and they're sweating over the gift that they're going to give. And I said, you know what? The most expensive gift is not going to cover up for sloppy work.
They're not.
And if you did really good work, you know how you did? Your clients give you a gift.
Yeah.
That happens to me all the time.
Yep.
That's sort of my normal
Yeah.
recourse. You don't have to get me anything, but it is Christmas. So crazy numbers are out there. We're hearing all kinds of things with this and that. But I think 2026 is going to be a big year for real estate, especially if you're on the buy side, man. If you're looking to buy, and you are going to be thanking your lucky stars and us if we're lucky enough to work with you,
Mhm.
because I think this is the year.
Yeah.
And we have good inventory,
Yep.
and we're expecting to get more because spring is coming.
Yeah, we
And
saw a spike in the last quarter of inventory around here with the rate, dropping a little bit, and I feel like I'm busier now than I have been the last couple of years this time of year, and as you know, it's usually from Thanksgiving till New Year's, it slows down quite a bit, you know, a lot of
it slows down for a lot of real estate agents, but it doesn't slow down for a lot of the attorneys,
No,
especially if
no.
you're in New York City. This is probably the biggest next 2 weeks are probably the busiest weeks of the year
Wow.
because everyone has to close on time down there.
Mhm.
Their contracts are almost always times of the essence contracts where you close on the date that's on the contract.
Wow.
Here, it's
Yeah.
not that way.
No, no, it's a
So you have
target
some
date.
flexibility. It's a target date, pregnancy date, whatever you want to call it.
Yeah, yep.
But down there, I mean, I've had some really scary things where if the deal didn't close on that day,
It's done. There's no chance of
everyone's
getting it
going home.
together. Wow.
Everyone's going home. Yeah.
Yep.
Uh,
Well,
my
we're fortunate not to have that.
yeah. In fact, I told the story to an attorney that we had at a mixer last week who said, "Oh yeah, this is a really busy week for me." I said, let me tell you, I had it one of my first transactions many years ago was a commercial property, mixed use. There were two stores. There was a bakery and I think a dry cleaner or something. There was at least a bakery. I knew that, and some rentals above. And we're doing the closing. Everyone's signing off, signing off, signing off. And the guy says, "Wait a minute, I see that the rental units on the ground level both had options to buy. Do you have a release that they didn't want to buy it?" They said, "We talked to them. They don't want to buy it. We asked them." They said, "Yes,
Writing.
but no, we need it in writing." They said, "Well, yeah, well, babu babu," and they said, "Well, we can't close without that." Now it was a Thursday. It was New Year's week. That week in between.
Yep.
Friday was the last calendar day of the year to work. If the transaction closed on Monday, the transaction
closed. Yeah.
it didn't exist anymore because it was a tax issue.
Oh.
And I literally had to go when to get the thing signed.
So it's a right of first refusal.
It was a right of first refusal. I had to find the person in the store. They were in the hospital.
Oh.
I had to go to the hospital.
Boy, and you did it.
And I did, because down there the agent does go to the closing, which
Wow.
is, and sometimes they can actually save the deal. But yeah, so we don't have that here.
Nope.
Thank God.
No.
But yeah, so lots of interesting
Yeah.
things happen, and we have some cool guests coming up in the next couple of weeks.
Yep.
As we start our new year. This is our first show.
Yep. Second season.
Second season.
The third episode. Yep.
Soon to be a major motion picture. Yeah. So we're going to start having an S2 1 next to us. So,
Yep.
but yeah, so if you have questions you want to ask, and you want the cold truth, we will tell you that. We'll say, try and buffer it a little bit, but we're not going to tell you what you want to hear. We'll tell you what you need to know. That's an important thing for us. That's why we are here each and every week, because we want you to make good decisions.
We just want to help you.
It's all about good decisions.
Yep.
You know? Bring some value together. What else you got?
So please like, subscribe, follow
all that
us
stuff that he talked about. Right?
Yeah. Thank you for tuning in. We appreciate all your support, and still looking for more things to talk about on the show. So
that's right. And remember, we are those real estate guys.
Thank you.